Crimson Desert has become one of the most talked about upcoming open-world RPGs in 2025, and many people who played it are saying it is the most ambitious game of 2025, what many are considering a sleeping giant just waiting to be released so that everyone knows it exists. I've been following this game for such a long time, and every new gameplay and details that we get, it just seems like an extremely exciting project every time, especially after a flood of new details surfaced during Summer Game Fest and recent hands-on previews. At the forefront is a major leak from a European retailer listing a December 2nd, 2025 release date. This date included official box art and pre-order options for PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and even macOS, suggesting a broad launch. Pearl Abyss has since indicated that the game's development is essentially wrapped up, voice acting completed, quality assurance finished, and console certifications underway. This lends significant credibility to the December launch window, making it a strong contender for one of the final quarter's most anticipated releases. What's most exciting about Crimson Desert right now is how it's not just another open-world RPG, but a truly ambitious project that leverages Pearl Abyss's proprietary Black Space engine to deliver an unprecedented level of scale, interactivity, and immersion. Unlike traditional RPGs, Crimson Desert's world Pyrewell is a seamless and continuous environment. There are no loading screens breaking the flow between its diverse biomes, which range from harsh shifting deserts with sandstorms, to jagged snow-capped peaks where weather conditions affect traversal and combat, to dense mangrove swamps filled with wildlife and danger, to rugged coastal cliffs overlooking crashing waves. The verticality in Crimson Desert's world is notable. You're not limited to ground exploration. You can climb virtually any surface, from crumbling towers to massive ancient trees, glide from great heights, or dive through dense foliage, giving a fluid and dynamic sense of movement. Summer Game Fest demos showed off smooth transitions from mountaintops gliding into forests, emphasizing freedom of exploration rarely seen in open-world titles. This world feels alive thanks to intricate AI behaviors and dynamic systems. NPCs operate on realistic daily routines, such as merchants opening and closing their shops, villagers attending to chores, and bandit camps relocating according to day-night cycles and player actions. One example from previews included a scene where disturbing a flock of birds alerted a hidden bandit group, a detail that highlights emergent gameplay built into the AI. The game's weather system isn't just cosmetic, it impacts gameplay in practical ways. Rain muffles sounds and dampens fire-based attacks, snow slows movement and drains stamina, and wind changes the accuracy of projectile weapons like arrows. These systems combine with a dynamic day-night cycle to create a world that feels reactive and believable. So many little details that other studios would have left out, but these guys didn't. Having been in contact with the developers for a bit, I can definitely say they are very passionate about what they're doing here, and it shows. Narratively, Crimson Desert centers on Cliff MacDuff, a mercenary leader navigating a kingdom in turmoil after its king falls into a coma. Cliff is fully voiced, with dialogue choices that influence his relationships with his crew and the political factions scrambling for power. This is a notable departure from silent protagonists, common in many RPGs, adding depth and personality to the lead character. The mercenary crew is not just window dressing. Each member has distinct motivations, backgrounds, and dynamic relationships, with Cliff influencing mission outcomes and story arcs. This focus on interpersonal dynamics adds emotional weight to the campaign. Political intrigue and faction warfare are integral to the narrative. The fractured kingdom is rife with competing interests, nobles jockey for control, bandits exploit the chaos, and common folk struggle to survive. Player decisions affect faction alliances, town stability, and even how NPCs react in towns and settlements, giving the story a reactive and branching structure. Combat has emerged as one of Crimson Desert's strongest points. It features a physics-driven system that emphasizes weight, momentum, and stamina management. Attacks carry a sense of heft and impact, with strategic dodging, parrying, and stamina conservation essential for success. Environmental interaction is deeply integrated. You can knock enemies off cliffs, set fire to grass patches to flush out foes, or topple structures to create hazards. Multi-phase boss fights shown at Summer Game Fest underline the tactical depth, requiring players to combine precise combat skills with smart use of the environment. Traversal mechanics reinforce the game's ambition. Mounts mounts, primarily horses, aren't mere fast travel, they're tactical partners. Horses realistically respond to terrain, speed, and combat scenarios, capable of charging through enemy lines or stumbling if the player isn't careful. Climbing and gliding extend exploration vertically, allowing multiple approaches to objectives and combat engagements. This creates a layered, non-linear world where player choice and movement shape encounters. Side systems like crafting, cooking, fishing, and resource gathering are fully integrated into the mercenary survival theme. These mechanics support gear upgrades, consumable preparation, and group morale. Environmental conditions affect these systems too. Cold weather reduces stamina, requiring warm clothing and campfires, while proper food and rest are crucial for maintaining performance. These details reinforce the immersive survival elements without overwhelming the core RPG experience. Technically, Crimson Desert impresses with smooth 60 frames per second performance at native 4K resolution on modern consoles and high-end PC, as demonstrated in Summer Game Fest's latest demos. The Black Space engine handles advanced visual effects including volumetric fog, dynamic lighting, realistic water physics, and detailed cloth simulation. While some early previews noted visual noise or clutter during intense battles, these appear to be polished stage issues unlikely to affect the final release. In terms of scale, the campaign promises between 50 and 80 hours of main story content, supported by faction missions and side quests that deepen the lore and player engagement. While multiplayer features are planned for a post-launch update, the core game is designed as a single-player narrative experience, which distinguishes Crimson Desert from Pearl Abyss's MMO roots and underlines the developer's ambition to create a focused, story-driven RPG. Overall, Crimson Desert is positioning itself as a next-generation action RPG that marries a living, breathing open world with weighty, physics-based combat and a character-driven, politically charged narrative. The seamless blend of exploration, tactical combat, emergent world systems, and meaningful story choices creates a package that feels both vast in scale and focused in storytelling. If the December 2nd, 2025 release date proves accurate, Crimson Desert will arrive at the end of the year as one of the most compelling RPG experiences, combining technical innovation with mature narrative design.
For those who have survived, and for those who will live on, this is our mission.